Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing you the next batch that I did with the heat treatment, and this one turned out much better. Okay, so I cooked this one at 375 degrees for about 3 hours and then let it cool down. But I did ramp up the temperature. I started at 200 for 24 hours and then I went up to about 250. The next day, after 24 hours, I went from 200 to 250, and then about 30 minutes after that, I went to 300, and about 30 minutes after that, I went to 375. So I cooked these for 375 for about 3 hours, turned off the heat, and let it sit for 12 hours with the cover on. Okay, and this batch came out much better. There's no buffer material, and it's just random material, all different types, but mainly coarse-grained type of material. Now some of it was already dark, some of it already had some color, but some of it changed color a little bit, and a lot of this had freeze cracks and other flaws in it before I cooked it. So I already tried making a biface out of some of the worst material here, and it seems to work really well. So I don't need to recook this again or anything. Sometimes if it's still very hard and grainy, I'll recook it, but this time I didn't have to. Alright, so I believe some of this did change color to a pinkish. Some of this stone, but some remained almost exactly the same. Now let's see, before I say that, let's see. Yeah, the interior color matches the exterior color almost exactly. This one is slightly different. The darker outside color, I don't know what causes that, but on the inside it's a little bit lighter. I think this one was kind of dark to begin with. You can see there's a difference in glossiness. I'm trying to catch these pieces here. I'm trying to show you a large enough area where you can see the glossiness compared to the original surface. This one here has a lot of internal issues, bad issues, cracks and so forth. But I can still get small arrowheads out of it. If I spall this correctly, or efficiently, there's really no correct way to do it, but if I do it efficiently, I should be able to get several small arrowheads out of it. Mainly of this size, about an inch long. They're pretty easy. When you have flaws in the stone, getting inch-long arrowheads is fairly easy. Of course, they're not good for hunting legally, but they are good for reproductions. But some states do allow you to hunt with any size of arrowhead, so there are exceptions. This one I had reduced down to a biface before I heat treated it. It looks like it worked out very well. I don't know if you can see that. Not much change in color. So some of it does change and some of it doesn't. This is a banded material. It's more like an agate than a chert, just because of the banding. But it's basically the same stuff as chert. And that'll make some nice arrowheads with the banded coloration. I hope you can see the difference in glossiness between this piece, this flake scar, between the flake scar and the rest of the surface. And this flat piece here, just in case you don't know, is called tabular chert. Same with this. It's, you know, it comes in flat chunks. Of course, I tried spoiling this before I put it in, so it's not as wide as it used to be. And you can see the slight difference in color. It naps much easier now. All of this stuff in here was very grainy, very tough to start with. Now I'm just looking for pieces that may have broken up. Sometimes you can see the heat damage. It looks like 1,000 little cracks in the stone, and some of it will flake off. But I don't see any heat damage to any of these. I'm curious about this one because this one was really grainy, very tough. Yeah, it actually became slightly yellow with the heat treatment, from this gray to a slightly yellow color, which is kind of cool. I don't want to keep hitting it with a hammerstone and mess it up. But some of it turned pinkish. I believe most of this was gray. And even the material that had various consistencies worked out okay. Alright, so I just wanted to show you that before I do my next batch.